typical mushroom farmer should be expecting, if your business has to make good sense, you should be expecting to harvest at least 20 kgs every day of mushrooms. The current going rate, you should be able, if you are hitting the supermarkets, you should be able to get at least around $50 every day. If you are hitting your direct customers, you should be able to get $100 from the same amount of mushrooms. So we are using grass as the building material for our mushroom house. If you look at the properties that grass has, the main one is to do with insulation. I think from years back, our forefathers have relied on grass as a key building material. What's key about grass is we are in the tropics. There are days when it gets too hot. There are days when it also gets cold, too cold. Most of the grass that we've used to build the structure that we have here, we did not pay a cent for. What we essentially did was to go into the bush and cut it up and bring it over and use it as a building material. Now, mushrooms essentially require temperatures that are between 18 on the lowest extreme and around 28, let's just call it around 33 degrees on the highest extreme. The temperatures that you find within the mushroom house, which is built by grass, if you master every item, every issue to do with allowing air in and allowing air out, it does not surpass 25 degrees Celsius. If it does surpass, not by more than 3 degrees Celsius, plus or minus. So essentially using grass allows us to, perform the work within a very low cost setup. So that right? For this to happen, you need to be able to say, each month I put in a ton. Just to give an example, I put in a ton of substrate, right? That's to say, each given month you put in a given tonnage of substrate, and after doing that, that's when you expect to say, okay, fine, I'm gonna be getting 20 kgs from that typical investment, and the moment it's constant, it starts to pay off in many ways. It pays off in dollars and cents terms. It also pays off in market consistency terms. It gets easier for you to market your crop when you're consistent. It gets easier for you to cover even your cash flow issues when you have constant production. What's key with mushrooms is for most people to understand that unlike crops like, say, tobacco, unlike crops like, say, tomatoes, you harvest mushrooms for a given duration. Like in my case, I put in a crop, within about 3 months it should be done. I should be done, harvesting everything from that crop and throw it away. Now, when that's done, what that points at is these crops are rather brief issues. So you should have many of these brief issues covering each other as much as possible. That's to say, when a crop is a month old, you should have a new one coming in. When a crop is 2 months old, you should have 2 crops coming in. When you have your crop going 3 months, you should have like 3 crops following through, that particular crop. That way you'll be able to have constant production. That way you'll be able to have easier to manage cash flow issues, and essentially your business starts making sense.